your host, Eileen. Yeah. Boy. Therapy ain't cheap, but laughing sure is.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Eileen, and I'm back again with another podcast or another episode. And I have a special guest with me, and it's one of my very, very, very good friends, Efe. Yay!
Hi, thanks for having me on. I'm so excited.
This is so fun. Okay. So I'm here with my good friend Efe, and I know it's that last week I was telling you guys that I will be having some guests on my show. When I first started the therapy of laughter, I obviously had my list of people that were like, I can say like A-lister celebrities that I wanted on my podcast, but besides that, I always wanted to have my friends on my podcast because I'm just like, bro, we have the best conversations, and why not just broadcast them so everybody can participate in our conversations? So yeah, but before we get into the meat of the matter and the title of this episode, I want to ask you, Efe, how are you doing? How's life? How's all of that?
Good. Life's amazing. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Honestly, I've been loving our talks. So I'm happy that everyone gets to see one of our 3-hour conversations, but we'll shorten it. But yeah, so it's been great. And,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy for you with the podcast and everything. I love it. And I'm so happy to be on.
Oh, you're so precious. Yeah, I love this. I also wanted to like get into what we were talking about earlier. So yes, I did call Efe before this conversation. That's how it usually goes. But I called her because, bro, this weather is just knocking me out. So I was like, girl, I need some help. She called me when I got ready, and honestly, that helped me, push along. But as we were getting ready, we were talking about turning 25. Efe is a January baby. She turns 25 this month. I turn 25 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks you turn 25. Okay.
It's next week.
Hey yo.
The month is going by so
It's so
quickly.
fast.
Yeah, but next week.
Yeah, you turn 25 next week. I turn
Yeah.
25 2 months. Well, a month maybe now.
Yeah, literally. At the beginning of March.
Yeah, what? Okay, so we're talking about like birthday parties and like celebrations and like who to invite, who not to invite. And girl, it got a little tricky because I always talk about it in like the 20 somethings podcast, but like figuring out relationships and how people treat you as you get older is something that's so, I wouldn't say difficult to navigate, but it's something that's like kind of challenging in a way because you still want to have friends. Like we're getting older, so we're getting out the stage of having friends just to have them. It's like now like you actually need purpose in my life now. And then also adding to that is like having friends that don't want to just try to dial you down, if that makes any sense. Like so basically saying like having friends that don't want to like or not don't want to, but like let's give an example. I've known Efe since first year university. I known Efe when I was dead broke. Didn't have no money, didn't have no edges, didn't have nothing. Still working on the edges, but didn't have nothing. Okay. Didn't know how to do my makeup properly, could barely put on my lashes to line up on my lash line. I was just busted. Okay. I was busted. I was busted
You weren't
up.
that bad, Eileen. You weren't that bad.
Okay.
We were bad, but we weren't that bad.
Okay, we weren't that bad, but still, we were not at the stage that we are now, right? So I say that all to say is like, Evan could easily look at me and look at this podcast and be like, boy, I remember said when Eileen was young, or I remember back in the day, Eileen didn't have this, I didn't have that. let me not even respect her to the where she's at right now. You know, a lot of people want to just like class you at what they met you and never like let you elevate, which leads into the title of today. And I will let you state it, Efe. So go ahead.
It's called See Finish.
Exactly.
I swear I've been growing up hearing this. And
Yeah.
it's not until I got older that I actually understood like what our parents were saying. Like as an African kid, it's a Nigerian term, but like I didn't understand what they were saying. But like now that I'm older and you're at a different stage in your life, maturing and everything, and trying to get, you know, the bread, get your life together, that's when you start like thinking about your relationships and stuff. And then now I understand what see finish means. So like I Googled it just to make sure I had the perfect term. Like I know what it is as a Nigerian, I know what it is, but it literally means it's a situation where two or more people have become too familiar that the boundary of respect or tolerance is pushed or totally shattered. So yeah, that's what it means. Honestly, that's a perfect description of it. So it's basically like when people know you too much, and like it said, no, like boundaries are pushed. It's not really, it's sort of like what you were saying. Somebody knew you from first year, and all of a sudden, every time I address you, I'm addressing you as Eileen from first year rather than looking at you as someone that's progressed. Or I've seen too much of you that all I see is the negative aspects of you, or I talk to you anyhow, I talk about you in a disrespectful manner and not respecting you like I would respect maybe someone as a colleague, or maybe I make more money than you, and because you're my friend and I know you don't have as much money as me, I start talking about you condescendingly, or I bring up my money a lot, or I'll be like, oh, we can go for dinner. Yeah, this is a perfect example. We can go for dinner. I don't know if Eileen can afford it. She's broke.
Hey, yo.
She's not broke. Eileen is my rich friend.
Do you hear me?
So it's just like examples like that. And I think turning 25, it's like the first time in your life you're really reflecting, what do you want to do with your life? We're out of uni. How is your life going to be? Balancing work and everything, balancing your friends in that life, balancing romantic relationships and your friendship relationships as well.
Girl.
There is like, there needs to still be that respect, and people don't know it.
There needs to be that boundary. And I love the part where it says you're too rotted familiar. You're too familiar. Guys, I'm not Nigerian, but Efe has been teaching me my roots. So like but it's the familiarity that is like, I feel like that's the first, like, you know, when there's like a bell that goes off in your head where like ding 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 ding, something's not right here, is when somebody's getting way too familiar. They're not talking to you or respecting your schedules, respecting deadlines, anything like that. You're just going off of just saying, know them, that's how they are. Or like you said before, like, oh, I know Eileen can't afford this, so I'm not even gonna ask her. What do you mean I can't afford it? I choose not to afford it. You don't know how much is in my pocket, but huh? So yeah, like and I'm so happy that she told me about this term, because I came home to my mom and I was like, mommy, guess what? I found a new term. And she's like, what? And she was like, what is it? And I'm like, see finish. And she was like, yeah, that's what it is. That's how people are when it comes to you. And to be honest, I'm not even going to say people, because sometimes we have the tendency to do that as well.
But the thing is, respecting a relationship means you take a step back and think, how am I going to treat this friend? How am I going to, and this is why I don't get when people, like, I think it's important to take importance of the new year. You're changing yourself as a person. That's where you reflect. How do I treat my friends? How do I treat my family? How do I treat my other relationships? It's sort of like we talk about, oh, I need to text more. It's not just about texting more and checking up on your friends. When you do check on your friends, when you do talk to them, how do you talk to them?
What are you talking about?
Exactly. So it's sort of like me, I've grown so much in the past year to the point that I'm seeing myself as an adult. I'm seeing myself like long term in my life, the people I want in my life. How do I want to talk to them? How do I want to be spoken to? The people I want to be associated with and everything. So all those things are really, really important. And I think some people, the sad fact is some people just are not going to get that until they're like 30, 35 years old. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm even a bit too late, but still.
No, and I think also, like, I know there's gonna be people listening to this because I looked at the demographics the other day, and we have a lot of listeners that are in their 30s. And I know they're gonna be like, girl, y'all are so young. But I feel like it's good to take note of this like before, because to be very honest, in my therapy sessions, my real life therapy sessions, even though I say they're not cheap, but in my real life therapy sessions, I was talking about friendships, and I was talking about family relationships. This is not just friendships, but family relationships and how I was treated. And my therapist is like, okay, so do you know the word boundaries? Hun, like, is that a thing for you? I just like, oh yeah. And I'm thinking a boundary is not answering my phone. That's not a boundary.
No, that's the mistake I made. Boundaries is not cutting someone off. Like, we need to learn that you don't need to cut off people. I think with Instagram and everything, and this is why I stay off of Instagram now, because all those quotes that I'm seeing, oh, this new year, if you don't give me the same energy I give, oh, I'm cutting them off, oh, I'm so quick to cut it off. And people are proud to say that. I'm like, do you know that's devilish? Like, that's devil behavior. That's the devil speaking to you. Oh, cut this person off. Cut this person
No,
off.
for real, it's devilish. How are you gonna do that?
So
How?
it's like it's easy to do, but it's just you're messing up relationships that you could just have a conversation and communicate with that person. This is what I want. If you really feel that person isn't elevating you or adding anything to your life, it's okay to have acquaintances. You don't need to cut the person off. It's okay to have acquaintances. I keep
This is
saying
what I
that.
said to a friend. I said to her, because I have a friend that is like, she's gonna be on the podcast too, because she's definitely gonna talk about it. But she is the queen of cutting off. If and she's the queen of cutting off to the point where you don't even realize you're cut off. Like you will be not viewing her story, and then you'll be like, wait, did I?
No, I know. I know
And
how
she
it
used to be
feels.
like that. So I told her the other day, I said, girl, when I see people act a certain way that I don't really like, or they see me finish, or they're acting too familiar with me,
Yeah.
I just say, you know what? This is your character. So now I'm going to address you where you're at. You're right here. So I'm going to only give you that capacity, that hold over my life. I'm not going to go any further. So for instance, if you're the type of person where you go to the ice cream store and you don't pick up nothing for me, and you do it multiple times, not saying that you forgot, but that's just ingrained in your behavior, or every second you're saying, oh, pay me back. Like, I'm not saying don't pay back people, but every second you're counting pennies talking about pay me back right now.
I've met cheap people.
I will make
There's a
sure.
difference between being frugal and cheap. This is a conversation for another day.
Uh-huh. But like I said before, I only deal with you in your capacity. And yeah, cutting off is devilish. So when people see you finish, how do you overcome that? Or like, what's your way of yeah. What's your anecdote for that? Or
Yeah, I get what you're saying. For me, honestly, prevention is better than cure. Like,
okay.
one, already know the kind of person you are and the people you attract.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand some people tend to have friends for, like, we were talking about this earlier. A lot of people will say, oh, we've been friends since we were in diapers. We've been this. And it's not just how long the relationship is, it's the quality of the relationship. So when you're building a relationship with someone, a friend, you should treat it just like you're building a relationship with your partner. Do you give each other time? Do you get to know each other? Do you know what you like and don't like about each other? Do you discuss things to change about yourselves? Because we're all human beings. Obviously, we never see eye to eye. And then that's where, when you do discuss that, you'll find out, oh, I don't like this person, or I don't think they're my vibe. And that's where it'll be okay. But again, in terms of the see finish, I just feel it's not necessarily about who you're talking to, it's how you're speaking to the person. I don't think everyone has been born, or there's people out there. Actually, there's some devilish people out there. That there are.
They let the
But
devil rule on
as
Calcutta.
being a nice person, like let's just say when you're born, I don't believe everyone is born with the tendency to be, I'm sorry for an asshole
No, for
or
real. Yeah, I say that.
disrespectfully. But I just feel I was speaking to my mom the other day about it. When you go to people and complain to people about your life, you need to know who you're complaining to, and you need to know the capacity of what you're complaining about. If you're talking constantly calling someone talking about a relationship, and I've dealt with this in the past, where I'm in a relationship with my partner and I want him and I to get to a good space in our relationship. I see us long term. Why would I go to my friend and talk about my man saying, oh, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's terrible? All of a sudden, your friends see your man in a negative light. Then you
Because
choose.
your friend's gonna have good memory.
Yeah. Some of them have amazing memory, impeccable, to be honest.
Impeccable.
So how can you go back to your man? You're happy again, then you want your friends to respect your relationship.
That's a no-go.
I made the mistake countless times.
But I have to say this. I have to come in on this because I'm so glad you touched on this, because growing up, we've healed from this. So even though I would say this story, it's going to be just okay. But I had a friend, one mentor, somebody that was older than me, that she was going to get married, right?
Mhm.
Now, anybody who knows me knows I had a few, if not a whole bunch of words to say about this person. I'm just like, I was very big on, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Like, are you sure? And I kept talking about it, kept like going over it. And I felt like this personal like weight of like, I guess, of personal responsibility to tell her, like, are you sure this guy's for you? Da 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 da. Right? Ended up, whole shorty cut me off because she was like, I love this man. I will marry him. This is gonna be my husband forever. And she cut me off. Mind you, that has a whole nother basket of things to be broken down. However, that situation taught me, as a friend who is hearing this stuff, even if you have one friend that they're discussing this to, and not everybody's going to get the message of not venting about their man to somebody else, but if you are the person that's the listening ear to that, keep your mouth closed. Don't say nothing. Because when they get happy and when they get good and everything is irie and everything is just fine, I'm telling you, homegirl's not gonna be calling you to say, oh, um, actually, he actually didn't yell at me. He actually whispered to me, but I just took it as him yelling. She ain't
And
gonna
you
tell you.
weren't there. You
You
weren't
weren't there. She's not
there
gonna
to
tell you all of that.
see.
So you just
I've
keep
been
your
in that
mouth
situation
shut.
myself.
Don't ever talk about nobody's relationships. And that's the other part of a C finish, is like, if you are somebody who's in somebody's life, you have the personal responsibility to make sure you don't treat people familiar, or you don't treat people like you know everything about them. Because let me tell you something, two tools when them laying on them bed, they're
Yeah.
not think about you. Okay.
I had one gentleman tell me yesterday, actually, you see how God works, right before our podcast. Your
Right.
he explained to me, like, parents, everybody, do not go to anyone and complain about anything in your life. If you're strong and steadfast in God, that's a huge thing that people need to get. If you're strong and steadfast in God, there's no way you can solve a situation on your own. And God will bring the right person into your life to help you solve the situation if need be. So when you do go to that person, complaining about that person about whatever situation, it affects your growth at the end of the day, because it could be your pastor, it could be your mother, it could be your friends. Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna go tell your mom you have a drinking problem? No, I know for a fact I can, because if I go tell my mom, oh, I drank too many drinks, I'm feeling sick, my mom will say, hey, that means you're a drunkard. That's legit, my mom. That's legit, my mom. So you're not gonna do that. And no matter what you do in your future and how you change yourself, you could win $1 million. You could be a billionaire at the end of the day. That person will still see you as that complaint. You could be complaining, oh, I eat too damn much. You can't be walking around with weight after it, even if it wasn't because of food, and be telling, and that person will say, oh, there's no way, there's no,
Oh,
oh,
aren't you on a diet?
yeah, aren't you on a diet? Exactly. Or say you stay big your whole life for the rest of it. That person will continue to see you as, oh, the girl that can't
Biggie,
control
biggie.
you.
They'll see
A
you
bad
as
example, but honestly,
see
it's
you
a
as
bad
a
example,
big.
but that's just how it is. So just like learn how to deal with stuff on your own. And I think it takes a lot of maturity. I've learned
It
the
does.
hard way. And like we said earlier, a lot of people are not going to get it until they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Heck, I think like I even know some aunts and stuff that they're still dealing with that thing. They can't keep their mouth shut and solve things on their own. Then
So
all of a
that
sudden someone's throwing something in your face and you're confused.
no, it's true. So that kind of goes into like something that I am finding a little challenging, and I already talked to you about it in this day and age. Let me fix up my chair. For those who are watching, let me just get a look comfortable because I feel like we're gonna enter into a little something. So, we're living in a social media age where we're posting everything. We're posting where we're going, we're posting what we're eating. And now we've come to the point where we're realizing if I post this could go viral and I could probably make some dollars. This can lead to some followers. This can lead to some brand partnerships, a whole bunch of other stuff, right? So we're coming to the age where we're exposing our lives a lot more than our parents did, or even people, our forefathers, right? As much as like there was news and stuff like that, ain't nothing sharing like how we sharing. Like even like I was talking to a friend, I'm like, I used to run to this convenience store to buy like the magazine's Gossip because they had like an interview with my favorite like artist. Or
Yeah.
I would like run home to watch TMZ, or I run home to watch 106 in Park because there was a level of like far awayness in a way with these celebrities. But now, like I said, we're watching everything
Even as,
up.
I'll even touch on that. There was
Yeah.
an article I read the other day, and
Mm-hmm.
they were talking about how back in the day, again, like what you're saying, we
Mm-hmm.
didn't have social media. So there used to be like the Tom Cruises, the
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce, the
Angela Jolie.
yeah. So they were like top tier. And now in this generation, we're never gonna have that
No,
because they're so reachable.
they are.
Like you would see Tom Cruise on a private island, you're like, oh my God, I wish I could get that. But now any influencer can get invited to the private
Go for the
island.
island.
And everyone has their moments and capabilities of being viral. So we're not seeing celebrities like God.
Yeah, because buddy, I remember when on Instagram I only had like 50 likes. I got 1,000 likes the other day, and I said, "Oh my God, I made it!" like I mean, it's not that much, but see, even me saying 1,000 likes is not that much. I'm saying 1,000 people liking my stuff is not a lot. While as when I looked at it, I saw 50 people liking my stuff. I'm like, oh my God. But anyways, I'm setting the platform for this of saying, see you finish and people becoming familiar with you is you also having boundaries of how much of your life you're exposing to them. We said this earlier, but like this is specifically for us who are Gen X's. Are we Gen Z's? Whatever we are, but we're definitely not millennials. We're the ones right under. But for us who we communicate through social media, I tell people all the time, don't text me, but you could DM me on Instagram. I'll answer you back. Like that's just what we're living in. So like even my aunt, not my aunt, my stepmom the other day, she was like, oh, Eileen, like please refrain from posting as much as you post. I wanted to tell her, just bring it down 2 seconds, because I really do post 24 hours later. But either way, I still had to take heed to what she's saying, because she's like, even if you left a place, that person could already know, well, you were there, right?
Yeah.
Somebody can come in and be like, okay, did this girl with ginger hair come and eat here last night around this time, or is she here right now? Right? So it's like refraining from posting that much, but also the urge to want to share. It's like something that you're like back and forth with. Where for me, I'm back and forth with like, I would love to do spend the days with me or show you my makeup routine. But then tutus, I got a friend calling me talking about, oh, I saw you that you use this concealer for your makeup. I don't think that's a good concealer.
I
But
like to stay on my own or with the person I'm with. I don't need
like
everyone to know where I'm going for the day. I think
like see, you're way better than that than me.
I
I'm
learned. I honestly learned.
because
Before
for
I
me,
finished, I
it's,
learned.
you know what, I have to say this because I didn't even feel like my life, I don't feel like people watch it, to be very honest. Like how I live my life, like, okay, I'm gonna post on Instagram. I'm not posting because people are watching me. I'm posting because I like it. But
Surprise.
then I'm bucking up on familiar spirits, people who are just speaking with too much bass in their chest when they're talking to me because I shared that, I'm having a bad day. Someone's gonna DM me and say, oh, why are you always having a bad day? So then yes, girl, let's talk about this last episode I posted. It was talking about I'm a cry over spilled milk. Somebody had the nerve to come DM me and says, what's that gonna do for you? Sis, pause. You're watching me. I'm not watching you. And then second,
I said, I know, this is why, like, I know myself. I know myself for real. That's why I would never put myself in that position because if someone comes and talks to me sideways like that, oh my God.
it's
Oh
like
my
you want to
God.
share, but then people just get too familiar. They just do too much. Like I'm really trying to be nice to you, and you know what? It's like having, I think, the perfect balance, because I'm never gonna come off of social media. Let's just say that. But having like the perfect, not perfect, but a good public private life, and like learning how to balance that. Because we always say we gonna pop out on the gram. Like that's the goal for 25.
I think we need to realize that Instagram is fake. Like everyone living on it is fake. You're posting the best times of your life. You're posting the best body. You're posting your best angle. You're posting like the most expensive restaurant you're gonna go to. Meanwhile, they're not gonna tell you they order McDonald's every other night. Will they?
They're not gonna tell you that they get the Popeyes with the coupon.
Exactly. So that's what we need to realize. Like, I know people say it a lot, but like, you actually need to deep it and understand Instagram is fake and realize not everyone wants to watch you go to the hairdresser. Not everyone wants to watch you go get your teeth done. Not everyone wants, like, if you're traveling, yeah, show your life, show that you're having fun, but at the same time, remember to live in the moment. I'm telling you, when I go to a restaurant now, like I was telling my man the other day, I legit prefer going to like pho or a
Me
little
too.
small little
Me
takeout because
too.
I will go without my wig. I
Yes,
will go,
and
I'll go
enjoy.
in a hoodie and
Yep.
some leggings and call it a day. I don't need to post because I've tried different foods. I'm not gonna go to the most expensive restaurant, go waste my money when all I know is I want some comfort food. So it's
Hello.
just you live in the moment and you enjoy some times together because the best things I remember of my life are things that are not on my snap.
Same.
They're not in my photo albums. They're not there. Like they're in my memories. I'm remembering things, and that's why I can keep talking about them with whoever I experience them with, and just
Yeah.
have fun and laugh. That's how I feel life should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all need to have like some self reflection and just realize what we need to do with our lives, right? And
Mm-hmm.
how we need to be happy.
Yeah. I love that. So C finish is basically just people being too familiar. But how we're gonna combat that is by being content with our own lives and being secure with the journey that we're on, and not over expressing ourselves. Just talk to God, talk to yourself, talk to the Holy Spirit. Come on now.
Amen.
And he will guide you and he will keep you. Because we're 24. I'm not trying to age us. We're 24, turning 25, and we're just figuring out the reins of things, or the reins of life, or the ways
Yeah.
of life. And this is something that I'm glad I'm learning now. So when I'm really making the big bucks, I
You're not
am
gonna have fake people around you trying to use you. That's the whole
exactly.
point. I'm
I'm
happy
gonna be,
we're doing this soon. Like we're experiencing it. I think
yeah.
and for a lot of people who are feeling like depressed or overthinking your lives, or you feel you're not where you need to be, yeah, you're young, but everything you're experiencing, the hard times, It just means that you're at a hard place and you'll eventually get to the good part. And you're going to look back and be like, oh, thank God. Meanwhile, some people are living midlife crises at 30, 40 something years old. They don't know
When
what
they
they need
have
to do.
pitney, when they have kids and husband.
That's how you put trauma to your. That's how you put trauma on your kids.
That's generational trauma.
Have your depression in your own space, in your own, like, go through
Singlehood,
it.
yeah.
You're supposed to go through it. You're thinking and reflecting on life. Just don't let it get too far.
Where
But you'll eventually get to where you need to be and just have fun. And you'll know the people that are supposed to be around you. So you don't need a million friends. You really don't. Because when I did, it was not good.
I'm telling you, I still got a lot of friends. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just very much so tight-lipped.
Friends versus acquaintances. This is what
Oh, golly, let me
friends
stop.
versus acquaintances.
Right,
Friends
okay.
versus
So I don't have a
acquaintances.
million friends. I have a million acquaintances. Okay.
Yeah, you can be cool with people. There's nothing wrong with being cool, but you're not gonna be that friend label. That's why I keep saying quality. You actually need to, like,
Over quantity.
yeah. That
But
friend
no.
label, some people
Oh,
too quickly.
sorry, say that again?
Some people label their friendships too quickly. Just
No,
because
for real.
you're with somebody one time, they're not your friend. They're not your friend. Or someone you've never met in person, your IG friend. They're not your friend.
They're not your friend. They're your IG girly.
Yeah, they're not your friend. It's simple.
No, for real. But we got 5 minutes left on this thing. So that's it for today on the Therapy of Laughter. Thank you so much, Efe, for coming in. I'm so excited.
Having me, I had so much fun.
Yay! We'll do more of these. I'm so excited and I'm so happy that we can have these candid conversations. This is what the Therapy of Laughter is about. I know a lot of times people think that this is a comedy show, but really this is us sitting back and giggling about the life lessons that God and honestly living has shown us. And yeah, that's it. So remember, guys, actually, before I get into the ending, Efe, do you have any platforms, any businesses that you want to share?
Yeah, so currently I own a restaurant, African Kitchen. It's in Ottawa. We
Ottawa,
opened,
Canada.
yeah, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
So for those of you in Ottawa and you want to try Nigerian food, you can come try it out. And yeah, if you're following me on Instagram, I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably not accept it if I don't know you. If your name is not on your, if you come put like Eileen, I'm not gonna lie. If you change your Instagram and you come put bad girl something or XOXO dainty whatever thing, I'm not gonna accept it because I don't know you.
Oh
Like,
my
if your name, I swear, I know every single follower I have. I know them.
Jeez.
Like, I've had encounters with them in the past. I don't just fall, not somebody that you saw me across the room in Carlton and you didn't come say hi to me. That's your
Bro,
business.
I'd be
Sorry.
getting them now. I'd be like, oh, you know me? But you know, it's okay though. It's okay.
I don't know you. Mariah Carey's, I don't know her. I don't know her. That's I'm not being rude, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna.
Okay. So as you can see, Efe definitely has very big boundaries. So
I've learned.
very big boundaries. And that's okay. We always need that. Not everybody's like that. But yes, y'all. So y'all can follow me and follow the podcast at The Therapy of Laughter. You can follow us on Twitter as well as TikTok. We'll start uploading some clips from the podcast on there. You can follow me at Inspiring Eileen on Instagram as well. Nope, just Instagram because I'm not opening up my Twitter. I saw a couple of you guys try to follow me on Twitter. What'd you say?
Private thoughts.
Private thoughts, man. It's the only place I can actually just go ham. But you can follow me on TikTok. I'm there doing my little funny stuff over there too. So yeah, y'all. Therapy ain't cheap, but laughter sure is. Turn around and look at your situation and laugh at it. I'm sure it'll get a little better. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.